Hello, welcome to my channel. I'm Ameya and we are discussing about PDMS equipment design, and today we will be discussing about various factors or parameters which we basically cover in our equipment design. So let us try to make one new equipment, and let us start with creating various primitives. So this is the primitive toolbar which you can see, and there are some standard primitives which are available. Now in every primitive option there are some standard options or factors which are given, and we need to understand various features of those things. Okay, let us start with simple box. So every primitive will have some parameters with which you can define that primitive. So those are parameters will be here x, y and z. For box it is 3 lengths. For cylinder it will be radius and height. Okay, similarly every primitive will have different parameters. To check the orientation of parameters, you can always refer this parameter window where it will be shown the direction north and z height with respect to north, x and y with respect to north. So you can always check orientation which you want, and you can have the orientation at the start itself so that you don't have to rotate it afterwards, orient it afterwards. Okay, so that's why this parameter tab is there. You can set the parameters. Let us say I want to make a box now, say by 500, 500 and 500. Okay, labels will be something you can control different primitives at different levels. So there will be 10 different levels will be provided. If you are familiar with those levels and using those levels frequently, you can start using those levels. Okay, so I will just go to create a part. So that part will be created, just shifting to ISO 3 view. So that part is being created now. So after this parameters, now the options are added like datum. Now what is datum? Datum, let us check datum. Changing datum, first we need to make it, yeah, wireframe. F8. F8 is the shortcut for wireframe. Let us try to get some datum points. So right now origin is the datum for box. So origin is basically at the center of your box. Then the first position of your datum is on the first face. Second position is at the second face. Third is at the third face. So every time you change the datum, that will be your reference for the after commands. So if I want to move my part from the center, I will keep datum as a origin, that is center point, and then I will position this in east, west and south. Okay, so positioning will work as explicit positioning. It is basically controlling the position of your global position of your equipment. Then rotate option is same as positioning, but there will be the axis control. So about x rotation, about y rotation and about z rotation. Okay, and align with pick point, I will explain it with next primitive. So let us this box is very normal primitive. Let us create that box, and the next primitive I want to make is, let us say I am trying to make a cylinder. Okay, and parameters will be changing. So let us say I want height of 1000 and diameter of 250. Okay, if I check the parameters, this is my north direction, so height is coming in that direction. Okay, so cylinder will be vertical. Okay, and at the start it will be always kept to the origin. Now let us say I want to move this 1000 cylinder at the base of my box. So what I can do is I can change this datum point to say bottom. So that down point is at 500. I want this to be at 250. Okay, so that it will match my baseline. This is how you can use these datums and position tool. If you want to rotate that cylinder, you can always go with rotate. I am rotating about x axis now. So this is my x-axis. So cylinder will be rotated about this, and datum will be bottom point. So let us try to rotate it by 90 degree. Apply rotation. So it is rotating with that reference point. So datum is basically your reference point. Okay, and those points will be fixed for specific primitive. Okay, so you can check the list of datums. You can just go on changing those points and understand what are the different datum points available for that primitive. Okay, so position is fine, rotation is also fine. Now problem is with align feature. So I will just make it at the top. Let us try to move it in, let us say, east direction by say 2000, and it is away. And then what I can do is I can try to align this with the top. So I am just making datum again for point 2, and we are using this align with pick point. So align with pick point option will give you the option of picking the point. Now this pick point will be aligned with the datum, so that's why datum is very important. So I will just pick one point, let us say on top of this face, and just click there. That datum point will be matched with my pick point. Okay, so let us do it once again. I'm just doing a undo command. Now I am doing datum as point origin, let us say, for this cylinder. So it is at the center. I am just making it again wireframe. So it is at the center. I will again go to pick point, pick P point, and I will try to align it with again with the same face. This time the cylinder will be at the center, half inside, half outside. So this is how you can take the advantage of pick points. Okay, so there are different pick points available. Let us try to make one more. Let us say dish. We will try to make a dish. You can check various parameters of dish. Diameter will be let us say 250 maybe. Radius height will be say 300. And what is radius? Radius is the knuckle radius, I guess. So knuckle radius will be 150. Okay, create. Now this dish is created at the center, so you can always move it outside, say by the 1000. Okay, now that height is too large, I can reduce that height to 200. Knuckle radius is also large, we'll make it 50. So height is 100. Yeah, now it looks like a dish. Now for dish, if I check the datums, there are three datums for dish. One is at the center. Now center, origin and point 2 are same datums. Point 1 is at the top of the dish. Okay, now point 2 I am selecting, going for pick point, and I am picking the top point of the cylinder. Easily you can make that dish to coincide with top. Okay, so this is how the all features of your primitives can be used. The parameter feature, various parameters, levels, datum, position, rotate option, and align with feature. Okay, so understand these basic features in every primitive option and try to make best use of it to more effectively making new equipments in AVEVA. Okay, thank you for joining. This is what I want to discuss in this video. We will be meeting with various new videos at our channel. To get the update, do subscribe, like the content, share with your friends. Thank you for joining.